This is the story after I got kicked out. All right. If you watch the full podcast, it's the same fucking story. Here we go. That way we have two thumbnails, Marty. All right. That way it's not 75-minute clip. That was a long clip. I didn't realize I've been talking for 25 minutes. So here we go. After I get kicked out, all right, it's the morning after, and I'm at Joe's. I wake up. I wonder what kind of shit I'm in. She kicked me out. So I was like, no, what's going on? And I don't think I ever told my mom this. So Mom, you're about to hear this. You know what? Fuck you. You're lucky. You're lucky this is all that happened. All I'm doing is talking about the facts. Anyway, my dad calls me from Oregon. My dad's already moved to Oregon at this point. And he's like, your mom told me what happened. I'm like, yeah, she told you that she punched me in the face. What? Yeah, she punched me in the face and didn't do shit. I thought you guys used to fight. I kind of like didn't call him out. I was like, how you were getting knocked unconscious? What's wrong with you, Dad? You got a weak ass chin. And then, but my dad doesn't have a weak chin. So it's like, my mom must have been a beast when she was 17, knocking motherfuckers on asleep. And, oh God, here we go. My dad tells me, yeah, okay, so I'm gonna talk to your mom. I know she's real mad. 2 days go by. I'm at Joe's. I don't even go to school because I know they're gonna pick me up at school and I'm gonna get in trouble. I just didn't want them to know where I was at. 2 days later, my dad calls me and says, hey, I'm on my way down there. I'm like, for what? The fuck? Like, for what, man? And he goes, yeah, I'm gonna pick you up. I go, yeah, you're gonna pick me up. Like me, like, you're not gonna pick me up. What are you talking about? You're driving from Oregon? Because me and my mom are fighting? And he goes, no. I'm going to take custody of you. And I just started busting up like, yeah, fucking right. Now? Right when I have all my friends and I got a good clientele of people I'm selling weed to, motherfucker? Yeah, right. And he goes, yeah. We're going to come to Oregon. I go, Dad, you should stop driving right now. I'm not getting in your truck. You're going to have to drag me into your truck. I'm never fucking moving with you. And I said fucking moving with you. And he goes, Thomas, I don't know what you think is going to happen, but I'm going to get you into that truck and you're coming to Portland with me. And I go, Dad, I don't know what you think is going to happen. I know I know my dad's stubborn. He doesn't understand the level of if I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it that I have in my heart. I will fucking fight you first. And I did. So this is what happened, guys. This is getting kicked out of my house. My mom is such a fucking asshole, right? She knew the only thing I cared about was like my homies at the time. My mom went to the courthouse and signed all her parental rights over the next day. Signed them right over to my dad without even fucking telling me, knowing that I had to move to Portland. Marty, this is what she did to me. She did it on purpose. The night that my dad said that, I went to sneak back to my mom's house to see if because I have a key. I was going to sneak in the back door and get some of my shit because I was about to not live at my grandma's. I'm not living at my dad's, not living at my mom's. Oh, you guys better find me. Like I was going on the run. So I got all the shit that I really wanted. Like I got some of my Packer shit that I knew she was going to throw away. I put it in my backpack. It's little things. And I went there at night. It was nighttime and I jumped the fence like I always fucking did. I jumped the fence and the trash can's right there. And as I'm getting off the fence, I could see my mom in the living room through the blinds that are like barely open, right? They're barely open. Not enough like where there's no light really right behind me. So I'm not backlit. So you just see a shadow of a dude creeping. I know my house. Like there's no light. Like if someone's out there, it always creep me out because I wouldn't be able to see them unless I shine my light. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no street light right behind the window in the kitchen or in the living room. So I look in, I call my mom on my cell phone. I go, she answered. I go, Mom, what's going on? Dad said that he's coming to get me. Yeah. So I'm signing your rights. So she starts going in on me like, yeah. So you're going to have to move to Oregon. You're going to have to do all that. And yeah, you're no longer under my rights. So yeah, fuck off basically. And I go, Mom, why would you do that to me? What's wrong with you? I live with Grandma Dolores. You did. But she knew if I lived with Grandma Dolores, I would be happy. And she was like, no, I can't knock your ass out. I'm gonna fucking make you move. That's what her plan was. Like, all right, it's like a sore loser thing. You couldn't knock me asleep. I should have just pretended to be asleep and just stayed at my mom. You got me. Or anyway, she says that I'm on the phone with her. She has no idea, guys, that I can see her. She had no idea. I'm looking at her. Here's the door. I'm back here on the window on the other side of the room. I could see her. She's right, here's the door, here's the couch. Couch comes out like this. The TV's up here, so she's almost looking at me, but like looking this way. So her attention's at the TV, and I'm right there, right? So it's bright. You can't see. I know that house. You can't really see out that window. So I knew if I'm standing there, she's not gonna see me. So I'm just sitting there on top of the trash can at this time. I got off the fence when I spotted her. I hopped on the trash can, and I fucking just looking at her like, yo, hey. And that's why I said that shit. I just want to see her reaction when I talked to her, and she's like, I can see her face like, yep. I'm like, oh, you love this. Fuck you. And I call my grandma Dolores and I tell her, she goes, I know. She told me. And she just like all sad, like, your dad's on his way here. I'm like, I know he's on his way here. And she's like, I know you're not going to go with him. Like, grandma, you know me. I am not getting in that car. Fuck no. I didn't say fuck no. I would never cuss my grandma. And you guys ready? My grandma Grace I call my grandma Grace, let her know what's going on. She's like, I know, your dad told me. I'm like, grandma, he just got off drugs. He moved to Oregon to get clean. And now I got to move with his ass? And she's like, I know, but it's your dad. You have to listen to him. He has all the rights. That's all I remember. She said, he has all the rights. And I'm like, oh, this bitch won. She won, you fucking bitch. And then I call my grandma, hang up. And my grandma says, I'm going to call your mom and I'm going to talk to her. My grandma called, this is why I'm bringing this up. My grandma calls my mom, and I know it's her because I can see her, and I know my grandma says she's just going to call. My mom, I can hear my mom. I can hear her talking. My mom started fake sobbing. Oh, he looked like he was going to hit me. He looked just like Elmer when he used to beat me. And like, he just got to learn before he turns into a woman beater. And that's she's fake sobbing. And Mom, I don't know if you ever knew this. I was watching your ass with the TV switching colors. So I could see like the glare moving on her. And I'm just looking at her and I'm like this, like, oh my God, no fucking way. You punched me in the face. You hit me. That's all I kept thinking. And she was like, yeah, so he's on his way down here. We're gonna talk about moving Thomas out of here because I don't want him to turn into one of these men. My grandma used to get beat up too by my grandpa when they were younger. So she's like trying to relate, like, you know how they are. And she's like, I just don't know what to do. And she goes, okay, call me back. Hangs up, instantly right back to normal. No sobbing, no more fake crying, no more nothing. And I just went, whoa, I've never seen that side of you before. Holy shit. And that's when I went, I think I hate you. I think I don't like you at all anymore. And that's when I started to dislike my mom. So you guys remember I told you, like, there's a long time to talk to my mom. I didn't talk to my mom for a long time. Not because of this. It's some other shit a couple years later, but this is what led to it. I remember looking at her and just like, oh shit, you're psychotic, huh? You're going to do whatever the fuck it takes. So I didn't get my stuff because I knew she was sitting right there. I only went over there to see, because she parks in the garage. I only went over there to see if she wasn't home so I can get my shit and leave. I see that ordeal. I go back to Joe's. I tell him, he goes, bullshit. I'm like, bro, I just saw her turn on fake sobbing. I'm done. She's going to do whatever she wants. Like, she's going to do whatever she can to get me the fuck out of here because she knows that she's pissed. I know it's a long story, sorry, but here we go. This is what starts it. My dad calls me, hey, I'm in Merced. Come meet me at your grandma's. And I go, Dad, I know you drove this far, but I did tell you to turn around. So you wasted your time. I told him, like, I'm sorry you wasted your time, but I'm not getting in your car. I'm not moving with you. Rights or not, I will leave. And I started saying, can I get emancipated? You have to have one parent signature. And you know my dad ain't signing it. My mom definitely ain't signing it. I was like, let me get emancipated. I'll get a fucking job. I'll get an apartment. I was just like, please, Dad. And I told my dad, like, Dad, you just got fucking clean. You've never been my dad. You've never been there for me. Now you want to be there for me when I don't want you to be. This is the time I want to be with my friends. I'm going to school. And he goes, Thomas, you're becoming a liar. I was becoming a liar. I don't want you to be the same person I turned into because I used to be really, really, really good person to do drugs. I don't want to see you do the same thing that I did. You're becoming a liar. And I'm like, Dad, I'm not becoming a liar. And in my head, I'm like, damn, I was just lying just about some shit. Shit, is he right? I was thinking like, fuck, is he right? But, and I told my dad, this is the time I don't want you to be a dad. Out of all the years I've been alive, you've never been there except for now when I don't want you to be. And I told you, Dad, I'm not going. And I told him, like, try to be nice about it. Like, Dad, I'm not going to go. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm not going to go. Just not going to happen. And he laughed. He goes, I don't think you know, but this is not a choice. And he talked to me like I talked to him. Like, yeah, we're related. Like I could see him like that. This is not a choice. My dad looks just like me. So I could see what his face is. And shit, my dad was almost my age when this happened. Shit. I'm a little younger, but still. I tell my dad, you're going to have to tackle me and put me in a car and hold me down when you pump gas. Because the second you stop, I'm hopping out the car. You're going to have to chase me down, and you know I'm faster than you. And I told him, like, you know I'm faster than you. You're going to have to chase me down. You're going to have to call the cops. You're going to have to get people to hold me down to put me in a car. And you want to know what my dad did? He called the cops. My dad got there, and I told him, Dad, I'm not coming. He goes, Thomas, by the morning, if you're not at grandma's, there's going to be a warrant out for you. And I told him, like, Dad, are you serious? And me and him were super cool. So I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? I was very like hurt by it. Like, are you fucking serious? And I was at Anthony's house, and I was in there, and I remember I looked at Anthony, and I told him everything. He goes, fuck. And that's when I knew that it was over. No matter what, I was going to have a warrant. I got a warrant. Fuck that. I ain't going back. 2 days I was on the fucking run. Hell nah. I was literally on the run. I would sprint to wherever I was going. Remember I told you I used to do stealth mode. I used to run to bush when I saw cars coming because I didn't want it to be a fucking undercover like the Caprices. You know, just see some kid at night. You look young, under curfew, or run his name. You have a warrant out for your arrest. Like, fuck. It wasn't a warrant. It was more like a underage. I don't know what he called it. He said something, and I go, Dad, you don't even know what the fuck that word means. Don't be throwing that shit at me. I remember he said that shit, and I called him the next day. I go, Dad, you should just leave, man. I'm not going to do it. Can I get emancipated? And that's what I kept asking. And he just started getting more upset. So I finally made it all the way to 6th Street. If you guys know where I'm at, I'm all the way past Walmart, way past Walmart, where the new development is, and I get all the way to 6th Street. I get to 6th Street to my grandma Dolores's. I'm like looking around. I go around the back, jump the back fence, go through the back door. My grandma, oh my God, okay. I'm like, your dad was just here. My grandma, I love my grandma Dolores. She was looking out for me. She's like, your dad was just here. I go, Grandma, is this real? And I told her, is this real? She goes, your mom is mad, and you know we can't do anything about it because you know I don't have any rights over you. And my grandma's looking at me like, you have to go. And I look at my grandma like, Grandma, I don't want to go. And she started tearing up, and I'm like, I have to leave now? All my friends are here. Like, I have to just go to a new school now in another state. While I'm fucking, nobody knows, but I'm selling weed, motherfucker. Come on. You're going to fuck up everything I just did. And it took me a long time. Those motherfuckers going to have new dealers when I get back. So I'm like, Grandma, fuck. And then my dad pulls up, right? He must have been watching me on the other side of the street or something. I don't know what happened. He pulled up 2 minutes into me and my grandma talking. Boom, walked in the door. I look back like, fuck. Shit. I look at my dad and it's all cool still. And I'm pleading with him. My grandma's like asking, like, can you just stay here? You can just give the rights to me. Like, my grandma's trying. And I'm like, Dad, are you fucking, and I'm just saying it over and over, like, are you fucking kidding me? And then he's looking at me pissed at this point. He's like, you're getting in my truck. I go, Dad, I'm not getting in your truck. You're gonna have to drag me in there. And he goes, all right, hold on. He goes outside and he walks back in with 2 cops. There was 2 cops outside waiting for me in case I ran. Come on, man. Come on. Big, tall ass white dude, which I saw like when I was at the gym 8 years later and he was working out next to me. I go, fucking dickhead. Not your fault. He walks me outside and he's like, this exact thing happened to me when I was young, man. I had to move my dad. My mom signed the right. He's like, this exact thing. Fuck you, train. Probably came from Merced. Probably been driving around since this day. And he's like, I had to do this exact same thing. And you just have to do it. He's like, no matter what I did, there's no way around it. You have to go. He has the rights. You have no rights until you're 18. He's all, tough it out till you're 18, man. But you have to get in that car. And you have to get in the truck. My dad's pickup. And I look at the cop. I'm like, all right, man. So I go, can I go to the bathroom? And my dad goes, stand in the backyard. There's a window in the bathroom. I'm like, fuck! I was about to jump out that back window and I was going to be gone. He knew me too well, man. He knew me too well. I was like, dude, that little window, fuck. And I even stood on top of the bathtub to peek and the cop was right there. I'm like, fuck. There's nothing I can do. Right when I opened the door, the cop was right outside the fucking bathroom door. I was like, I'm in prison. So the cops leave. I tell my dad, I'm like, all right, Dad. All right, we'll move. Can I get my stuff? The cops drive away. My dad's talking to me for like 5 minutes. 5 minutes later, I book it. I ran away. I started running right where you pulled up earlier. I ran in between those two planters. Nice. I went between those two planters and started hooking it left toward the tree because my dad's not faster than me that I thought. My dad caught me so fucking fast. I can hear pop, 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 heavy ass fucking work boots. I'm like, no. I can hear him. And I went, all right. And I stopped and he bear hugged me he's behind me and he bear hugged me. And I was like, fuck, man. I was just like, fuck you. And I was mad at him. Like, fuck you, dude. This is some bullshit. And I started going in like, you never fucking been there ever. Always on drugs, never want to be around. But now you want to, I was just letting him have it because I was pissed. And then he goes, I don't give a fuck what you say. He squeezed me hard. He's like, you're coming to fucking Oregon with me. And then I turned around. I'm a flex and bust out of here like in Pineapple Express. That's what I tried to do. But I turned around and he like loosened up. I turned around and I was talking to him like this, face to face. I'm like, come on, Dad, fuck. And I'm talking to him. And then he's like, you think you're strong, man, but you're not getting out of this. And I'm like, Dad, I'm so much stronger than you. And I went, nothing. I went, I tried to bust out. I was benching like 260 at the time. No, 270 at that time. When I got to Port, I was doing like 3+, but I was pretty strong for a kid. And I remember like, whoa, this feels strong. There ain't no fucking way I'm getting out of here. And the cop, I guess he had like told him to stay around, but the motherfuckers were still there a couple blocks away and they were like circling the blocks. My dad had a feeling. He knew better. Maybe he did this when he was younger. I don't know, but my dad is there and I'm trying to get out as hard as I can, guys, as hard as I possibly can. I'm trying to wiggle out of this fucking death grip. And let me light this motherfucker up. Damn, I've been talking forever. Sorry. And he's just talking shit to me like, you're not getting out of this. I'm stronger than you. And I kept going, no, you're not. And I would try to get out because I knew I was strong. I tried to like do the old body weight and dip out from under it. Nothing would work. He had me. He was not letting my ass go. He finally caught me. So remember, this is 2 days of him trying to find me. 2 days of him driving around town, going to friends' houses, trying to find me. All right, so here we go. The cop rolls around by the armory and it's coming toward us, but like he's not looking at it. He's not coming toward us. We're here. Street goes next to us and takes a left. He's on the far end of the armory. He could see us if he just takes a left and looks. But if he takes a left, he's going to see us in about 20 seconds. My dad sees him and just goes, hey, and puts his arm up and waves. And the second he second he released a little, I slipped out that bitch and started running. I started running down the street and I had a couple seconds. I had like the movement on him. So I burned him. I was burning him because he wasn't trying to catch up to me. He was like running behind me and pointing at me, yelling at the cops. And I could see his light go on. I went, fuck. My homie, he used to be my homie, Ramon, lives at the end of the block. And I know there's like a little duplex next door and nobody lives there. But in the back of Ramon's backyard, I can get there into the backyard. I can get to the backyard of that duplex. So the cop is coming around. I have at least a 6-second lead on these motherfuckers, right? The cop, even if you wanted to burn out and smash, go 80, he's still got to take a complete 90-degree angle turn. He's not going to slide around the corner to catch a teenager. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, cool. I can hear my dad. There he is. He just turned. I can hear my dad yelling. And the whole time, I'm like, you're a little bitch. Fuck. And because you're faster than me and you're stronger. Fuck you. And I took the right, and they thought like they were going to catch me right there. I took a right, and I just jumped over the fence. I don't care what was behind it or if someone lived there. I just jumped over the nearest fence, like high jumped it, like in the Olympics. Hip on the top, and I flipped myself over. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like you jump, you get your hips as high as you can, you hit that fence top and flip. I just landed and laid flat. And then 3 or 4 seconds later, I could hear my dad, where'd he go? And I heard the cop, we're going to find him, don't worry. Whoop, put his little siren, not like the full siren, but he did that little whoop, You know what I'm talking about, Marty.
Yeah.
And I can hear him like, and I can hear my dad, motherfucker! Like he was pissed. And I can hear the work boots. And I can hear him. I can hear the sirens. I'm laying flat, laying fucking vampire style, just fuck. It's like
Friday when they're in the pickup truck.
Yes, exactly what I'm doing, but in weeds.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm sitting there. I'm like, fuck. Okay. 3 minutes goes by. I can hear my dad. You better come out now. I can hear my dad like I'm a fucking fugitive. And I can look through the fence crack and I can see my dad. And I remember what he was wearing and everything. I could see him go like that, stop and talk to the cop. And the cop took off. My dad started walking back toward my grandma's. And I knew like, okay, they're going to go to another spot. They think they lost me for now. I lay there for fucking 30 minutes. I don't give a fuck with my dad. I don't give a fuck. He's a ninja apparently because he caught me twice that day. He bear hugged me. I thought I was going to get out. Nope. And then that's what happened right there. 30 minutes later, I started just trekking back to Joe's. But this is where the Warriors comes out. I have to look out for cops. I have to look out for my dad. I have to look out for anybody he might be having to look for me. My dad's got a white pickup at the time, and it's very distinctive pickup, right? So I'm just looking for the grill. All I'm looking for is the grill and the headlights coming at me in the streets, right? So I had to run through the fucking ghetto, right? Like warrior shit. I had to run through the ghetto to the outskirts of town because Joe lives by the country. But I have to go down the one single highway that's like 1.5 miles long. So I have to book it. So my decision was I'm going to run straight to my Uncle John's, the one from the story times. I'm going to run straight to my Uncle John, Aunt Pepper's house, tell him what's going on. I get to the Chevron gas station about 1 mile from my grandma's and I see my dad's truck. I'm like, no fucking way. And it comes by me and it's not my dad. Same fucking truck, guys. And I was just like, oh my God. And I started just sprinting all the way to my Uncle John's right by past Roller Land. We were just talking about Roller Land. I passed Roller Land, 24th Street, like 1114 or something, 24th Street, West 24th Street. I get there and my Uncle John's right by his patio. We were doing all the coke from all the story times, right by his patio. And I knock on the door and he comes out like, Thomas. I go, John, my dad's like, I know your dad was just here. He's just like, where hasn't he been? Where is he? I feel like fucking, what was it? Candyman's after me, dude. Everywhere I can think of, he's already there. And then I talked to my Uncle John. I'm like, dude, he's chasing me. He's like, I know. He said you just ran away from him in the cop. I'm like, John, what the fuck do I do? He goes, Thomas, you know you can't stay here because he's going to come back. And he knows I'm way faster than him. Uncle John used to be fast. For having a guy with a big gut, that motherfucker can run so fucking violently fast. And in flip-flops, all right? In flip-flops. So he goes, Thomas, you know that's a lie if I say I saw you and you ran away from me because he know I can catch you. And I go, yeah. And he goes, so this is what's going to happen. I'm going to say you jumped away into the creek. I go, okay, that's tight. That's cool. And he goes, if he sees me, because he might be watching me right now. That's what he says. If he might be watching us right now, because we're right by the railroad tracks. Says some Jeepers Creepers shit. I feel him. That's how it was for my dad. Like, yo, my dad turned into a fucking vigilante the second he got those papers signed to his ass. Like,
after being a deadbeat dad the whole time.
He wasn't a deadbeat dad. He was just on drugs, and he wasn't there when he was supposed to be. I'd be waiting like 9-10 hours on his Friday to pick us up. He'd be like, pick us up at 2. I'm sitting there by the door till fucking 11:30 at night and be like, oh, he's coming tomorrow. And then it wouldn't show up. And then be like, next weekend. Like, I waited by the door for a weekend waiting for your ass. I did that for 5 years. So that's what I mean by you weren't even there, motherfucker. So I told my Uncle John what happened. He goes, I know, he told me. And he goes, here. My Uncle John goes, in the fucking Camel non-filters, you guys know that soft pack. He goes, bam. He's like 10 cigarettes. He goes, you take these, and he gives me a little bit like pinch of weed he had. He goes, here, you got to go because he's coming back. I know he's coming back. And I go, John, thank you. Thank you. And he gave me a lighter too because I didn't have a lighter because I left my backpack. I didn't know my dad was going to bust into my grandma's. I was having a conversation with my bag on the ground and she came with cops. So when I went outside to run, I didn't have my backpack yet. So I was fucked. I had nothing. My bag of shit, all my extra clothes was in that backpack. I'm hoofing it, right? So he goes, here you go, man. I'm like, John, thank you. And I started walking down the railroad tracks, guys. And he only said, You're gonna jump in the river if your dad comes though, because he know I can catch you, and he's gonna know I helped you. All right, I'll take that. And I walk to the cigs. I start power smoking cigarettes. I used to smoke hella cigarettes. And I go to Joe's and I let him know what's going on. I call my dad one more time, like, Dad. He goes, where the fuck are you? That's what he said it like, I have been looking for you. Like, I could tell he was mad. And I go, Dad, you're not going to catch me. It's just not going to happen. You had me and you're still not going to catch me, Dad. You had the cops with you and you're not going to get me. And I told him, he's like, Thomas, you're never going to be able to go to school. You can't get your license. You are going to have a warrant. You are on the run. He said, you belong to me, basically. And I go, Dad, come on, man. Because I knew I was fucking. I'm like, come on. Like, I was trying to plead, like, give me emancipate. Like, I was just over and over and over. And that night I went to bed like, fuck, I know it's over. Next morning, I just walked to my Grandma Grace's. My dad was already there. Just walked to my grandma's. He was already there. His truck was packed. Didn't say a word. I just sat in the passenger seat. Just like that. Right at the passenger seat. Like, that's it. He saw me. He didn't say anything. Just got in the car, started it. We drove to my mom's house so I could pick up the rest of my clothes and shit. I let my mom have it. She was there and goes, hey, yeah, by the way, yeah, fake sobbing. Yeah, real good. She goes, what? And I left it like, yeah, I fucking saw you. And that's all I said. She went, huh? So yeah, Mom, that's what I meant by that day. And she didn't know I knew. So I went and got my stuff and I walked by her like, I was mad. I was acting like my mom was not like an enemy and I was pissed. I shouldn't act like that. She shouldn't act like that. Anyway, I look at her and like, if it was an anime, I would have flicked my cig. That's how I felt, like, fuck you. And then I got in the car. Didn't say one single word to my dad the entire trip. Didn't eat, didn't acknowledge, didn't do anything. I was just staring straight, like trying not to grind my teeth because I was so fucking mad. I didn't eat the whole way. He's like, Thomas, you have to fucking eat something, man. It's been like 10 hours. Like, I didn't say anything. You don't have to talk to me. You don't have to talk to me, but you live with me now. And I just staring straight and just like, you motherfucker, I don't want to move. Like, I was mad. And then we got almost to Portland and he went to go get gas and I went, oh my God, thank God. Because every time he was just getting gas and pumping it right there. And I wanted him to know that I was fucking mad. Like, don't talk to me. But this time the card didn't work. Right when we got to Oregon, the card reader didn't work. So he had to go inside. I went, thank God. And I started eating shit. I'm like, I'm so fucking hungry. I'm so fucking hungry. So I started eating shit. I was scarfing it down because I didn't want him to know that I was hungry. I wanted him to know I was, you know what I mean? I was being petty as fuck. And I remember I was eating shit and he started coming back and I just stopped. And he got in and he goes, where's my sandwich at? And say shit. He looked at me and I go, fuck, I didn't realize I ate your sandwich. So he knew automatically that I ate his. I didn't want him. I wanted him to be like, he didn't eat. He didn't drink water. He didn't go to the bath. He didn't talk to me. Fuck, he's mad. I just wanted him to get the vibe like, yes, send me back, fool. Because I didn't talk to my dad for a week. After I moved there, I didn't talk to my dad for a fuck. I was so heated. And then I came to more of the realization like, okay, you've never had a son basically before. I get it now. Like you're clean. You want to help. I get it, but fuck off. Don't be taking me away from my friends like that. And that, guys, is the getting kicked out and moving to Oregon story.